Welcome back to the football terrace. It's not coming home. It's not coming home. England knocked out of the World Cup. We're here live in Doha. I say live, we're recording it live. but we're here in Doha. A big shout out to our title sponsors, Hitch. Download their social polling app now. It's got a brilliant, actually the best in the business, World Cup predictor app. Polls and amazing quizzes, not just in football and sport, but across the world, genres from food, film, and much, much more. And you get paid for using it. Over £73 I've made in just over a week of using Hitch. So get it downloaded for free now, clicking on the QR code or link in the description. But England go out, gutted, disappointing. The country feels like it's slightly in mourning after a good performance against the French. KJ, how are you feeling now, some 12 hours or so on?
Yo, even now, I can still feel that sinking pain of that dagger that Giroud put into my heart. Yeah, it still hurts a bit. England played well, probably the best performance they've had against a big nation. And we still couldn't deliver. Harry Kane, question marks over him, question marks over Harry Maguire. But the big question is, Gareth Southgate. Many people doubted him, I doubted him, and he's proven again that he's not a top manager. He's not an elite coach who can go out and win the biggest trophies in the world. So England really and truly should look to moving on, because yesterday, he cost us. Gareth Southgate cost us that chance of going through to the next round, and yeah, man, it hurts. The FA need to act.
When you say cost us, what do you mean?
The substitutions. The substitutions were wrong. Why take off Bukayo Saka when he's the most threatening player on the pitch? Why not bring on Marcus Rashford when he's been in form all tournament? Why not bring on a Jack Grealish who, time again, when we need something different off the bench, he's the guy to provide that? And why bring on Sterling, who just come back from being at home in England? Why bring on Mason Mount, who's not been in any kind of form in this tournament? Those are the substitutions, those are the tactical decisions that he got wrong in the precious moments. We needed to be different, we needed something better, and he couldn't provide that for us.
There is such a contrast of opinion with Southgate. But he's got us to these major moments. I have never seen us be as consistent in performance in major tournaments as we have been in the last 2 World Cups and Euros. I've never seen that in my lifetime, and I think you're probably going to have to go back to the 60s and early 70s to find when England were that consistently good, that consistent performers at these tournaments. So I understand why some people will say you can't remove him. The players love him, the FA loves him, we do well at tournaments. And I said it on the fan channel review, on the match reaction, fan highlights and reaction show with Adam Charles just a week ago after Senegal. Like, maybe I was wrong in this tournament, in the lead up to this tournament, to judge Southgate based on what he does in qualification, how we perform in the Nations League, what we do in friendlies. But I caveated that with something, and this is the problem with a lot of punditry and a lot of content creation around Southgate. It's in or out. And for me, you've got to delve deeper into it than just, I don't rate him for one thing, or I love him because of X. It got us to a final, so I love him no matter what. Or because we're bad at, because we've lost one game, or because we haven't won anything, he's got to go. I think that's too basic. You're spot on with the substitutions issue. Mason Mount and Sterling are very good footballers. Raheem Sterling, for me, is someone that should be discussed more from an English footballer point of view. He should be in some kind of legendary conversation with what he's won.
100%.
Especially in the Premier League era. Like, he should be up there with a lot of the other English players in terms of, top 10, top 20 overall English players in the Premier League era. But their form at this World Cup has been shocking. Their form at this World Cup has been horrendous. Horrendous. So to bring them on over, first of all, Jack Grealish, we needed a ball carrier. The French were sitting deeper. We needed a ball carrier, someone that could beat a man and create some space himself. Leaves Jack Grealish on the bench. Jack Grealish only comes on because John Stones gets injured. That is ridiculous. Equally, one of the best players at the World Cup destroys Wales and then barely kicks a ball again.
Yeah.
These are the things. And the fact that Sterling comes on before Marcus Rashford, and Rashford is given about 7 minutes to try and get a goal against arguably the best team in the world. These decisions, they're what define you. Substitutions for managers in big games, clutch games, your tactical approach. This is what you're judged on. And we got the tactics spot on last night. We went 1-0 down against the run of play. Shouldn't have even been a goal. No salt. Shouldn't have been a goal. It was a foul on Saka. Would never have got to that point. But great strike from Tchouaméni. They take the lead. I then panicked and thought, we're going to go gun-ho now. We're going to push forward.
Yeah.
And Mbappe's going to rip us apart. We're going to lose by 2 or 3 goals. But we stayed compact. We stayed balanced. We took our time. We marinated. We got back into the game. We were looking threatening. Got the penalty. Score it. Right, Here we go. We then rode a little storm for a few minutes and then become the dominant team. And we should have scored 2. We should have gone 3-2 up.
Yeah.
Maguire and Southgate. Right, now let's add some additional firepower. Players that have been in form that we know can come on and score. You're looking at Rashford. You're looking at Grealish. Maybe even James Maddison. Maybe. But he doesn't. He goes to 2 out-of-form players. And I don't want to say Southgate out because he's given us our best moments as England fans since 1966. But I don't think he's going to change.
Yeah.
I think he's going to always choke at the most important moments. He is not capable, in my opinion, of making the right decisions regularly enough in those decisive, gilt-edge, nail-biting, high-pressure games. And people can deny it, go, he's taking you so far, you should stick with him, stick with him. Listen, if Liverpool had stuck with Brendan Rodgers because he nearly won in the league once, they wouldn't have had Klopp. They wouldn't have broken their duck. They wouldn't have won the Champions League. They wouldn't have got to 3 Champions Leagues in about 5 years. You know, they wouldn't have nearly won a quad. Look how many trophies they've won. They had to make that change and go to another level. And that is what the FA have got to do. They've got to find someone that can keep the group together, have the personal skills, because his man management's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
They love him.
But it's someone who's better in game. Because this England squad is good enough to win the World Cup. This England squad is good enough to win the Euros. We just need to get the managerial appointment right and not waste another great golden crop with the wrong manager.
Yo, Poch is available. Tuchel's available, and Luis Enrique is now available. You've got 3 managers there who I believe could do something beautiful with this England team. And I know people will say, but what if they don't get us to that point? I know that's something you mentioned yesterday. These great managers, but they never get us there. I think that's personally the PTSD kicking in. This is a different crop of England players. It's proven that they can get so far. We need that extra bit of tactical nous to take us over the line. But yeah, the road for me. The journey's come to an end with Southgate. I gotta say, it's Southgate out. And that is acknowledging what he's also done with us as well.
Yeah, all things come to an end. Of course, Harry Kane's getting a lot of stick today. Harry Kane's getting a lot of stick. And a lot of abuse. Do you think it's right to single out Kane as a bottle job last night, as a key individual in England's failure to win?
He's the England captain. He is the leader. He is the top, almost leading goal scorer. I think he's joint now with Wayne Rooney, right? He's the person you look to carry you through those pressured moments, and he has to be highlighted. You have to score that penalty, or at least make it so that the goalkeeper makes the most amazing save you've ever seen. He has to score. And I don't agree with him getting abused. He should not be getting abused. Any abuse towards Harry Kane, whether it's about himself or his family or his children, that is not okay, and that shouldn't be happening. But the critique of being called a bottler is, in my opinion, perfectly fine. Because we're not saying anything horrible about him as a person. We're saying in that moment, you didn't have the bottle to beat your teammate. And it's simple as that. So yeah, he deserves to be highlighted, because you're supposed to be the guy that takes us and leads us to those trophies.
I've got a lot of admiration for the quality of footballer that Harry Kane is. He's got world-class ability, world-class goal scorer, world-class hold-up play, great personality, and never in the media for doing things wrong. Like he's a wholesome guy. I love that. Family man. Love that. But he should not be exempt from criticism. But what I've seen people do in the last 12 to 24 hours is they always do this. Whenever they don't want a player criticised, they amalgamate criticism with abuse. They're all the same. Or your criticism will lead to the player being abused, so don't criticise him. And for me, I ain't never going to back away from doing it. You can all criticise and condemn abuse at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not calling him names, as in pejoratives. Calling him a bottler, saying that he choked, saying that he isn't a legend in football until he starts scoring in these moments, that isn't a pejorative, that isn't a nasty name. That is simply stating there's an element of Harry Kane's mentality that hasn't developed in football yet.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm harsh on Harry Kane is because I want him, when he retires, I rate him this, and again, we're going to get onto Ronaldo later, but I rate Harry Kane so highly that I want him, when he retires, to be able to sit there. We're not just talking internationally here, I'm talking as a footballer overall.
Yeah.
I want him to sit on the table, and we're going to name some footballers, with Zlatan. I want him to sit on the table with Rooney. I want him to sit on the table with Alan Shearer. I want him to sit on the table with the Ian Wrights of this world. I want him to sit on the table with the Closers. I want him to sit on the table with Olivier Giroud. Now, some of those players you will argue Kane's better than will break their goal scoring records. But across their careers, they have all scored huge goals in huge games that have led to winning titles, winning cups, winning domestic trophies, winning European Cups, winning Euros, and winning World Cups. And you could name hundreds more. Harry Kane can't dine. He can't sit at their table in the cafeteria until he's done that. Because winning trophies is, at the end of the day, comes before anything else a player achieves. The records and the amount of games and the Ballon d'Ors, that is all side dishes to how many trophies did I directly help my team win, that I was pivotal in. And I'm so sad that Harry Kane doesn't have it. I'm so desperate for him to have it. I will criticise and I will push for that to be the standard. We cannot, and I mean this sincerely, we cannot as a footballing world create a scenario where players don't have to win trophies at any level. I understand if you're Welsh, it's very unlikely you're winning a major international trophy. But look what Gareth Bale's gone and done outside of it. Look what Ryan Giggs done outside of it. Look at Ian Rush did outside of it. Oh, look at him. George Best could never win internationally with Northern Ireland. But look at what he did as a player. And you can find many, many examples like this. Zlatan, he wouldn't be able to win with Sweden, probably. But look at what he's done outside of it. And when I look at Harry Kane, I'm going to hold him to the standard that I hold every footballer to. What have you won and how did you perform in the most clutch moments? Doesn't mean you score and win every single big game. You don't score every single big chance. But Harry Kane, to my knowledge, in major games, has very few impactful moments. Denmark, the goal from the rebounded penalty is literally the only one that comes to mind. And in the comment section, you might think of others. But it has to lead to something. Where did he score an important goal that led to his team winning a trophy? Like every other legend. And I don't want you to protect Harry Kane because you love him. I want you to elevate the standards to help get Harry Kane to where you want him to be. That's real love. That's real respect. Name me another legend in the game that sits on the table with the players I mentioned and more, who has no clutch moments in massive games that led to winning trophies. Sorry, let me read that again. No clutch moments in no major games and didn't win any trophies. You can't. We have to hold Harry Kane to a level that we hold every other legend to. So he does deserve criticism, but he doesn't deserve the abuse. You know, and I saw Troopz out there, tyrant of abuse. And listen, Troopz, I don't know him personally. He's one of the goats of the content creating game. But the level of stuff he's calling him, it's like, we don't need to go that far. That's where I draw the line. I've been here, I ain't called him a name. I called him a name when I was streaming last night because I don't hate Harry Kane. I want him to be successful. And we have to push back against the abuse. We have to condemn the abuse, in my opinion. Now, if you're an Arsenal fan and you're not an England fan, you probably couldn't care less, and I understand that. But I am talking to the England fans out here. But for me, Harry Kane was a huge part, along with Maguire and not picking up Olivier Giroud, and Southgate, like we've mentioned, big bit on him. Those three key components last night are why we were beat by a French team that we performed better than.
Yeah, but you're missing a fourth component, Terry. It's component number 4. The biggest reason why we did not win against France yesterday is called Terry Flewer's judge. Get back in shot. Get back. Hey, come here. This man right here, every time he predicts Man United or England to win, we flop, fail, and crash. Terry Flewers, hold that and stop predicting us to win. Stop it. You're causing us to lose with your judge.
I am going to stop doing that now. I'm very, very sorry.
You're not allowed to predict anymore, Terry. Predictions.
Where'd that come from? Hold that.
I don't know. Some Canadian guy.
Now, listen, I will address Egal very quickly. Egal knows what my issue is with what he did. Egal has this habit of coming for me for things that other people have said. And I don't like it. Like, if he says to me, Terry, what's your thoughts on everyone said it'd be easy, I'd say idiots. Like, come to me. Don't. Like, by the way, I actually Urban Dictionary'd Hold That, and its origins from 2011. Didn't it say what I said?
Right, this is how meticulous this guy is.
I'm meticulous.
Like,
the origins of the word hold that is where someone's being salty over a loss, so not accepting a defeat. You say hold that. When somebody says we've played well, but we deserve to lose because we weren't clutch, France deserved it, well done, you can't say hold that to them. Now you'll say, you can't tell people how and when they can banter. Well, yeah, you can, because it's got to be right. Banter has got to be at the right time, at the right target, at the right moment. Otherwise, it would never have caught on. For instance, the Saudi guy who started this trend in this World Cup on DR Sports of where's Messi, that was the right time to do it. This is about timing banter. Mbappe last night was pocketed, but you can't do where's Mbappe because they won. So it doesn't fit. Banter at the right time is important. But anyway, Gal, love you. Moving on from England, because it isn't coming home.
Finally, flip it out.
Portugal go out. And I want to say beforehand, well done to Morocco. We're going to talk Morocco, Argentina, Croatia, France later this week. So they are going to get their flowers. Just time marinate the content. But Portugal go out. A terrible, I wouldn't say performance, but a terrible display of finishing from the Portuguese. Some really good opportunities to win, some really good opportunities to deliver, and they just couldn't quite get it done. But the big question is, was it right? Was it right to drop Ronaldo?
Yes, it was. Everyone knows my Santos agenda, and man needs to be sacked anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it needs to be done. But we all say, especially in tournament football, you don't change a winning team. You do not change a winning team. And Portugal had the best performance they had all tournament, scoring 6 goals. Your new striker getting a hat-trick against Switzerland in round 16. He is right. He's got every right as a manager to keep that team and believe in them to go and win the game. Now, they didn't end up winning the game. But it's not like Ronaldo didn't come on. He came on. He tried to make a difference, and he didn't. And it doesn't matter if he starts. It doesn't matter if he's on the bench and comes on. He is not the same man anymore. Fans of Ronaldo, fans of football, we need to accept it. We just need to accept that he's not the same man. He's almost 38. He's had one of the best careers we've ever seen in the world of football, and at some point it was always going to end. And the way it's ending is hurting me. It's sad. The little boy that I was with my Portugal shirt with Ronaldo on the back, it's now getting tarnished. Like, I don't like seeing this.
I mean, KJ says little boy. When me and Jessica got back to the apartment last night, he was sitting in the corner crying, holding his Ronaldo shirt. This wasn't when KJ was a little boy. He was sobbing last night. Dry your eyes, mate.
If you want to believe lies, I'm gonna do Ronaldo. If you want to believe the lies, then you do that. I'm gonna call Pierce.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pierce. Yeah, look, I echo that. It was a right decision to drop him. I actually think they got it wrong bringing him on so early as well, because I think it sent a message to the Portuguese players that, yes, I've given faith to the winning team against the Swiss, but not so much faith that you couldn't have a bad 45 minutes and me not change it instantly. They were playing the better football. They were dominant. They were creating the opportunities. And Ramos had one chance created for him, and he did miss. But why not leave him on for 2 or 3 more to be created and see what he can do? So I think it was wrong to bring Ronaldo on so early. But I do have a message for Ronaldo. He does need to move on now. Ronaldo does need to move on to pastures new. Ronaldo does need to, when I say pastures new, I mean retire. Let me be blunt about it. He needs to retire from international football. It's painful for me to see him listen, he's been mocked last night by the Moroccans, and they had every right. They'd created history. They were celebrating. It was you were here.
Yes.
You were literally here with the Moroccans last night.
There. It was wonderful.
I was in the city centre and with them and talking to them and just having an absolute buzz. It was amazing, and it's absolutely right that they bantered him. But I don't like seeing it, because this is a fallen giant. This is someone that was at the peak of his powers, who's now gone backwards. This is somebody that was one of the greatest we've ever seen, and his legendary status will keep him there.
Yeah.
But how he's performing right now, he's a substandard footballer in comparison, and it's just like watching Mike Tyson get beat by Danny Williams. It's like Damon Hill came back to Formula One racing now. He wouldn't be able to deliver, and I know they're a lot older, but it's just how it makes me feel. It's like you're past it, my friend. Watching Anderson Silva get beat by Jake Paul. I'm watching Ronaldo get outperformed by players who at his peak couldn't lace his boots. Mm-hmm. So I'm a bit like with Harry Kane. I'm just raising the standards, and listen, retire, my brother. Step away from the limelight. Go to Saudi. Take the £200 million contract. Take it. Go and enjoy your life. Yeah. Get away from the media attention. Mm-hmm. Because all you're going to get now, if you stay in major European football or international football, the level of scrutiny is going to be massive because of who you are, what your name is.
He's been through enough as well. He's been through enough.
I know, he had to endure a 2-hour meeting with Morgan. He doesn't need any more than that. But yeah, look, look, Portugal deserve to go out. Yeah. They missed some massive chances. I mean, this is the thing, Morocco deserve it.
Yes, they do.
Portugal had, though, those 2 or 3 clear goal-scoring opportunities. Ronaldo went through on goal, and then the 2 headers, one from Ramos, one from Pepe. I still can't quite believe they missed those headers. I'm sort of looking down because I'm just trying to calculate. I'm visualizing it. I can't believe they missed them. Yeah. Obviously, but well done to Morocco. But yeah, Ronaldo for me, they've got to move him on. And then think about the Leaos. Think about the Ramoses.
João Felix.
Move Bruno forward more. Keep him in a more forward position. You've got to build your team around the players that will be here at the Euros, that will be here at the next World Cup. And even though you plan, I think most nations plan for World Cups. The Euros and Copa Americas are kind of practices along the way to World Cups. So 4 years' time is the next World Cup, Portugal. Get yourselves ready. And in my opinion, if he doesn't want to retire, what Santos or the Portuguese Federation have got to do is stop picking Ronaldo. Mm-hmm. Now, people think, oh, you're hating again, Terry. You're hating. I'm not. I'm showing love. I'm showing mercy. I'm showing genuine respect.
These guys are the ones that are cruel. They want to see this. I don't want to see this. Let him go to Saudi. Let him get his 200 million a year, and let him live his best life.
These remind me of those. You get those diehard supporters of like singers.
Yeah.
And these singers have been on these like 200-day world tours around the world, and they have to cancel a few dates because they're exhausted and their voice is gone, and people get angry. And I get that people they get their money back, by the way, and I get that people buy tickets and people do this and that. But it's like, by the way, that your favourite person that you say you idolise and love is really unwell because they've been working so hard for you, and you're angry that they're cancelling some shows or they're postponing them for a month. It's kind of, for me, I find it very, very strange behaviour indeed. If you love Ronaldo and you're like pushing him to play more, you're deluding him with the whole notion that you're not going backwards. I think. Oh, that wind is so bad. That wind is strong, and I'm watching here. That camera falls over. That's what I'm looking at. If it does, I'm going to move. Your bag's going.
My
get
bag's
your bag.
flying over there.
Go get your bag.
Quick.
KJ's got to get his bag. The wind is crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind.
We hope not.
We hope not. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind, but yeah, that was very strong. That's the God saying, stop talking bad about Ronaldo. But yeah, look, as I say, I love him enough. I love him enough and I respect him enough to say it's time to end your international career. Go play in Saudi, enjoy your life with your wonderful family, and just grow. You know the phrase, growing old gracefully?
Yeah,
you see a man that, is too old to wear skinny jeans and he's wearing them. Too old to wear an oversized short and t-shirt tracksuit. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know one.
You see a man who's getting a hair transplant to look younger. You know what I'm saying? And they're living in the past.
Maybe Botox one day, who knows?
When like a 55-year-old man buys a new sports car, divorces his wife, and then gets with a 24-year-old receptionist, that midlife crisis. Let's not put Ronaldo through that. Let's not do it.
Let's not do that.
I'm not having a midlife crisis, I promise. I would dress like this. I like it.
To be fair, you're looking.
I look alright, you know.
Not too bad, not too bad.
What's this expression you youngsters use? On fleek. Is that a word?
Oh Lord, that's so old.
Is that old? Do you know what I saw? Do you know what I saw? I was watching. You know what I was watching? Yeah, but I was watching not the In-Betweeners, the Undateables, same thing.
Oh yeah.
And there was a young lady on there, and she kept on saying how on fleek she looked. So I just assumed it was. It might have been a repeat.
Right, fair
Might have
enough.
been a
Yeah, it
repeat.
could have been 2016.
Yeah, it could have been on fleek. I don't even know what What does fleek mean?
I think normally I think it's to do with eyebrows, like.
Oh really?
Like yeah. I'd say I'm getting old now. I don't even
I
remember.
don't know. That's the funniest bit. All the young ones like, you don't know what words. One of the best films you've seen, like kidulthood, adulthood, and then brotherhood.
Yeah.
When Sam, the character Sam, played by Noel Clarke, says, "Get out of my way, blood," and then all the youngsters like laugh and like it Stormzy's character, like, "Did you just say blood?" It's sort of like. I was at a point where I was like, is that not popular anymore?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
yeah.
Like, well, 10 years earlier when the first one come out, saying blood was like the word, you know what I mean? Then it went to cuz, and I don't know if anyone...
Fam is,
Fam.
yeah.
Do you know, fam's done for me now. When I hear Americans that use the word fam, it makes me cringe. It's like, for me still, it's the London thing, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
And then, bruv, if you're Zayn as well, definitely if you're Zayn, bruv is the thing. But yo, man, it's been a wonderful World Cup.
It has.
Yesterday was absolutely amazing, like being here with the Moroccan fans. Make sure you go watch that video, by the way.
Yeah, go
Like,
check it out. It's on the
crazy
channel now.
scenes.
Listen, 8 minutes of just joy. If you're not smiling by the end of it, you're either a Ronaldo fanboy or you've got no heart. But listen, everyone who's tuned in, a massive thank you to all of you. We're back later on this week with more previews, Premier League content as well. We're meeting Ben Jacobs in the City Centre later today, so lots coming for you. But until next time, download Hitch now. Start getting paid.
Do it.
I say this before, there are other social media platforms that don't pay you to use it. Start using Hitch now. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you all again soon. Thank you.